Welcome back, Knowing Squad. We have a very interesting video. I'm Nikol Knows, and this is my boy Enzo. He's gonna help me carve this pumpkin today. So when I bought this pumpkin, I only saw this side of it, right? The better side of it. But then when I turned it around, it somehow had this eyebrow effect right here. So I was like, I have three options to do with that eyebrow. So one is The Grinch, where that's one of my favorite movies for Christmas, but it's also spooky for Halloween. So I don't know what route I'm going to take, but I'm in Mexico, so I was wondering whether or not I should do Frida, the artist who did self-portraits, and she has that one large brow. So one more idea I have is Frankenstein, because Frankenstein has that one brow, and I wanted to use the natural pumpkin because the way that it's curved, if you see, look at that. The way that it's curved, it also reminds me of the scar of Harry Potter. It's really, really cool. So I have not decided what I'm gonna do, but we're gonna roll with it and see what happens. I did draw a face earlier, but I could still change it last minute. That's usually what I do, but we'll see the end result. I'm gonna carve the top first, so then we see what we are working with. So now I have my little handy dandy tool, carving tool, and we're gonna start with the top. This is easy. Okay. Wow. Okay. I could just carve with this piece. So when you stab it, it actually forms these small little crinkled ridges. So now let's continue and see how it turns out. Welcome back, Knowing Squad. It's Nikol Knows, and this is my boy Enzo. He's been helping me not only carve this pumpkin, but also paint it. While I have everything baking from the guts of this guy, I have a lot more things to do. Let me get my notebook and start reading to you exactly what I have planned, though all of my plans change mid-cooking. So you never know what you're gonna get, but at least you're gonna hear my previous plan before I actually get to it. So here for the Halloween dinner that I have prepared, I'm wondering whether or not to do everything on the list, obviously, because it's a long list. So for my Halloween dinner, I have Hocus Pocus brownie book, stuffed peppers, spooky garlic bread, jalapeno mummies, taco faces, orange pudding with stickers, where the orange pudding might be from papaya or something else. And then we have eyeball cake pops, snake breadsticks, spooky pie, and for the pumpkin, I'm thinking churros with pumpkin pie filling dip. That's going to be really interesting. So what I have to do first is my pumpkin design. That's the first part of what I had to do. Now, what else do I have to do for today? Because this all will not get done in one day. So I need to do pudding, then I need to do the brownie, then I need to do eyeball cake pops, I need to do spooky pie, pumpkin pie filling dip, and then I have to prepare dinner, snake breadsticks, and then churros with the spooky garlic bread, and stuffed peppers with the taco faces. Holy moly, we got so much on our plate that I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So let me show you what I got. I don't know if I'm gonna use it all. So I'm gonna show you what I got. I got a really nice spooky bowl. Look at that, you guys. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm gonna use this bowl with. Oops, I got pumpkin on my arm. Here I got this silicone, this plastic plate looking like a skull. Actually, let's do this for reference. Hello. And then we have another spooky plate, and then another spooky plate, and another spooky plate. And then I got my tablecloth that I'm using right now. It's with skulls. I really like the theme. It's all spooky Halloween. So now I think I'm gonna start making the coconut cream, because the coconut cream is gonna be used for multiple things. So once I get that cream done, I could use it for the pudding. I can use it for, hold on, where's my notes? So then I could use it for, pumpkin pie filling dip. I could put some pumpkin with that coconut cream. And then I was thinking the spooky pie will not be with that cream. Maybe the orange pudding with the stickers could be with the cream. And then what else do we have? Oh, that cream is going to be the base for my brownies, and I'm thinking to do either sweet potato brownies or pumpkin brownies, we'll see. But the first thing that I gotta do is boil or bake the pumpkin, so I have it all soft and mushy and ready to go for the rest of these recipes. So let's start cooking. Well, that went horribly wrong. I tried to do the zigzag motion to make the squash look a bit more interesting, but it was so thick and hard that it didn't really end up working for me. So you'll see me cut just like that all around the zigzags for me to crack it open. And now it is time to boil the squash. Early that morning, I made 2 liters of coconut milk, and that is 1 liter of coconut milk getting mixed in with vanilla and some sugar. Right after, I add my other mix where 1 liter of coconut milk was mixed with a few cups of flour, 4 eggs, some cinnamon, and vanilla. And these are my leftover egg whites that I mixed with some food coloring. Right after, I'm going to put them in a piping bag so I can do some artistic things. So right after we fill them up, I was still debating what kind of fluffy creatures to make, but I ended up making some ghosts, as you'll see. Right now I'm piping just some little hats, maybe, I don't know what to call them, but in the end these ended up being spooky eyeballs because they ended up flattening in the oven. But right now I'm making a bat. Check that out, guys. I'm making a bat. Right in the oven they go. So here with half of my coconut cream, I added half of my butternut squash so it could become a fluffy, amazing, perfect combination, which I later added more cinnamon and vanilla to. And now with my other half of my coconut cream, I added cacao powder and also chocolate chips. I not only added 1 cup, but after mixing, I added another cup. Why not? So I ended up saving half of that chocolate cream to add some flour and also my homemade coconut flour, which created some chunky bits inside the brownie, which was just another level of a texture, I'm telling you. So after I make my coconut milk, I use my coconut to dehydrate it, and I use it for many things, but here in this recipe, I added it to the brownie. And you can't go wrong with some butter. My pumpkin masterpiece. My Grinchy pumpkin. Look how cute he is. Guess what, Knowing Squad? The cooking does not end here because I made cookie dough probably 10 days ago before this scene where I made some chocolate chip cookies, and then I added that coconut flour that I was telling you about, where after I make my coconut milk at least 3 or 4 times a week, I have a lot of leftover coconut where I dehydrate that and then I use it for many recipes. So stay tuned on my YouTube and TikTok for all of those cool recipes that I use with coconut. And now to this cookie batter, which is actually going to be used for tarts. I added, guess what, a lot of butter. And no, I didn't measure anything because I feel like a professional already, where I know what the consistency I'm going for. So as you see, after I'm mixing, I'm squeezing it to see the consistency, if it's grainy, if it's, oh, here I'm adding more coconut, except this is a lightly dehydrated coconut. So the previous one was toasted a little bit, and this one is just very lightly dehydrated. And now I'm just trying to see if we have a good crumble texture, because that is the texture we're going for the tarts. And also here in this cookie dough, there are some chocolate chip cookies. So imagine these tarts with the chocolate chip inside. Here I'm just caramelizing some berries by adding sugar, and after they are very well simmered, I will add the butter. I decided to make a spooky mummy pumpkin with this half of the pumpkin. So now I'm just filling him up with all those caramelized berries that I just made, topping it off with some more cane sugar, as we want to have a caramelly crispy crunch right on top. when I added a splash of vanilla. In a separate cup, I mixed butter and coconut to create this effect where my pumpkin now looks mummified. And let me tell you, he was delicious. Into the oven he goes. Now here, my friends, we have an amazing stir fry with broccoli, asparagus, red bell pepper, onion, garlic, ginger, cayenne pepper, oregano. It's all cooked in avocado oil. I added some corn to top it off. I mean, this was just so colorful. And then I added my slightly sprouted lentils into my bell pepper halves, which these lentils are already mixed with cumin, Himalayan sea salt, a little bit of cayenne and oregano, and that's me topping it off with some fresh cilantro and then some tomato rings. Look at that right on top. And I was like, oops, I forgot to add my kefir, which I make homemade kefir. And I topped the entire thing off with some oyster mushrooms and the rest of my lentil mix, which was very, very, very tasty on its own because I already pre-spiced it. And I topped it off with some more kefir. And voila, we add some butter, and that is all. Time to go in the oven. Now for these luscious tarts, I started squeezing in the pumpkin coconut cream, and then, as you see, I'm adding those candied berries. Oh my god, the combination was killer. Topping it off with some more pumpkin cream because you cannot go wrong with more cream. I was picking out the blueberries to make those spooky faces. You will see in a second how they turned out. Spooky, am I right? And now, Knowing Squad, we are topping off our brownie with some chocolate cream. The chocolate cream was made from homemade coconut milk, and I cannot tell you what an amazing taste it had. And right after that first layer, guess what? I'm adding a second layer of that coconut cream because I just can't get enough. We're just smoothing it out right there. And guess what? This is not all, Knowing Squad. We have more. One more layer. Oh yeah. So all of those candied berries are just the perfect topping. I'm actually drooling looking at this video right now. Are you? I told you that was the last layer, but no, it was not. We added that mummy right on top, and some of those cookies, again, put in some more coconut. I mean, coconut overload, that's how I love it. Do you remember those egg whites earlier in the video? Well, they turned out to be spooky eyes with the pumpkin cream and berries. The final result of my stuffed peppers with lentils, mushrooms, and a whole lot of goodness. I made each one to look like a spooky face because I added some chickpeas to have some eyeballs and a funny mouth. But right here, oh my god, let me tell you, I was trying to make hummus, but my hummus was too thick, so I ended up making hummus balls with that coconut. And I'm so proud to present to you, my table is just looking so gorge with the candles and everything arranged with the plates being in theme, and also the tablecloth. Oh my god, and that skull that was on the table, that I actually made that. It's my organite. I made two. And that's a spooky mummy. Oh my. And that spooky looking fruit, that is called citruela, or you can also call it jocote. This is my Frankenstein lentil bread. I'm so proud of him. I ended up using sunflower seeds to make my fried hummus balls look like spooky faces. And I definitely carved that papaya in the background too. Oh my god, that green sauce, I didn't tell you about it, but I blended 3 avocados, kefir, garlic, and some lime. And it looked so whipped and creamy, it was perfect for the fried hummus balls.